Well, as you can see, I am back in my home setup, back in my apartment, and for the first video back, we have got some big news to talk about. Adam Ottavino signing with the New York Yankees. I know over the last few days I haven't uploaded. I took some time off. You're going to see some graphics in this video that I worked on for a pretty good amount of time last night. So you guys know what to do. Leave a like on this video if you do support it. I'm telling you, these graphics, they're fire. I put a lot of time in them, so you know, if you don't normally drop a like, you just watch the video, think about dropping a like today on this one. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. The support has been incredible recently. I mean, even on days I'm not uploading, we're gaining like 100 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. And remember to get in that comment section down below, be a part of the team, join the conversation. What do you think about the Adam Ottavino sign? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What are your thoughts, opinions? Let me know. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description down below. So let's get going to talking about this Adam Ottavino move. Of course, this happened earlier on in the day, but your boy had classes, so that's why it's coming out a little bit later. I know I'm normally on top of things. Today, it's a little slower. It's a little more professional. But Adam Ottavino signed a 3-year, $27 million deal with the New York Yankees. For those of you at home who don't want to pull out the calculator, that's about $9 million a year. What does this mean for the New York Yankees? Well, one, that bullpen. That bullpen. Do we need to say anything else? That bullpen is absolutely disgusting. So let's just go over the guys that they got this offseason. You got Zach Britton, you got Adam Ottavino. And yes, Zach Britton pitched for them last year, but he's an addition as well. He was there for the second half of the season. He's going to be there now for a couple of years. So you got Britton and Ottavino. You've got Dellin Betances. You've got Aroldis Chapman. Oh yeah, you've also got Chad Green. Jonathan Holder came along very well last year. I mean, started off a little bit rough, but he started to figure it out at the end of the season. Still got Tommy Kahnle, who's got great stuff, throws super hard. He just didn't look great coming back from the injury. That Yankees bullpen is, it's pretty good. So even someone as incapable as Aaron Boone, who doesn't know how to handle the bullpen, but even Aaron Boone can handle this bullpen because you almost have no wrong decisions here. The only way he would screw this up is basically if he went to Aroldis Chapman in the first, and then he was like, I'm gonna go Betances in the third, and then I'm gonna close out the game with, I don't know, we'll pick some guy out of the minors. I mean, that's how they screw this up. That starting rotation has even less pressure now because you add Adam Ottavino, Zach Britton, Chad Green, Dellin Betances, Aroldis Chapman. Those are 5 guys who can cover 5 innings of baseball. As we know, baseball's only 9 innings, so the starting pitchers essentially only need to go 4 innings, and the rest can be covered by the bullpen, and you're feeling pretty good as long as you have a lead. And even if the Yankees don't have a lead, that offense, ooh, I think you're going to get one back at some point. So despite winning 100 games last year, the Yankees have set themselves up to be an even better team than they were last season, which is just mind-blowing to me. I mean, the Yankees are going to be a legitimate contender. Not that anyone didn't think they weren't already. I mean, when you talk about the American League, you got the Red Sox, you got the Yankees, Indians, and Astros, and then it's everyone else. But the Yankees right now could legitimately be the favorites to win the American League East over the Red Sox. The Red Sox are the Red Sox. That team is fantastic. I'm not betting against the Red Sox if you're forcing me to. But when you look at what the Red Sox have done this offseason, not a whole lot. And I am a firm believer of if your team is not getting better, your team is getting worse. And right now for the Red Sox offseason, this is what you have to talk about. Re-signed Nathan Eovaldi, which granted they, again, kind of like the Zach Britton thing, they only had him for the second half of the season, so I'll add that as an addition. Re-signed Steve Pearce, and you lost Craig Kimbrell. Now, Craig Kimbrell, of course, could come back, but right now that Red Sox team is not a whole lot different than it was last year, which isn't a problem. They won the World Series, but we saw the Astros win the World Series in 2017. Then they went out and got Garrett Cole. They got more bullpen, and they weren't able to repeat. Repeating a World Series championship is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports. There's a reason since 2000 we have not seen a repeat World Series champion. Baseball is a tough sport to do it in. 162 games, plus the long playoffs. It is a very difficult sport to be the best team for the entire season. That's why we see some teams get really hot at the end and they win it all. So I'm not betting against the Red Sox, but the Yankees are doing a lot to become a much better team. Now to talk about Ottavino himself and what he means, of course we know about that devastating slider he has. I mean, it looks like it's out of a video game. That's how much it moves. And he had a fantastic 2018 season. In 2018, Adam Ottavino appeared in 75 games pitching in almost 78 innings. He had a career low in ERA at 2.43. I'm gonna go out and say it's a career low in whip as well because his other lowest one came in 34 appearances. Obviously 75 is a lot more than that. He was giving up 4.8 hits per 9, striking out 13 per 9 innings. He actually did get his walks down. They're still not great, but I mean, you see how this guy pitches. He has filthy stuff. You understand why there's some walks. 4.2 per 9 innings. His home runs per 9 were down to 0.6, and I said it earlier, his hits per 9 were down to 4.8, which is crazy considering everyone knows Coors is such a hitter-friendly ballpark. So with that .991 whip, that 2.43 ERA, way. The dude has the filthy slider. I think he's a really good reliever. Something clicked last season which made him look like a star reliever. And of course, that's why he got paid. And I don't think the Yankees, one, overpaid for him, or two, made a mistake getting him. But here's the thing I do want to say. If there's any free agent reliever from the market this offseason that I think has the biggest chance to regress from their 2018 season, I think it's going to be Adam Ottavino. Now, here's why. In 2017, Adam Ottavino appeared in 63 games, pitching in 53 innings. He had an ERA of 5.06, allowing 30 earned runs in 53 innings. His whip that season was a 1.631. Hits per nine was at 8.1, almost double what it was last season. He was giving up double the home runs per nine at 1.4. He was walking at an insane rate of 6.6 per 9 innings. And his strikeouts, while still high, were down from last season at 10.6. So listen, what we saw last year, Adam Ottavino has disgusting, filthy stuff. There's no denying that. But if there was anyone to be cautious about, this is the guy in my opinion. He had one good season. We're going to see how hitters adjust to that slider next year. Do I think he's going to have a bad season? No, I don't. In that bullpen, he gets to be like the fourth guy. I mean, you got Chapman, Betances, Britton, you got Green, who's disgusting as well. The amount of pressure on Ottavino is not crazy. He's not there to be the closer. He's not there to be the setup man. He's just there to get outs when he's needed. So I think the Yankees are going to be fine, but just be cautious and just be ready in case it does happen. And remember, I said it. I love credit when credit's due. There's some other minor moves that happened in Major League Baseball as well that I didn't talk about in the last video. One of them being Russell Martin traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, here's my opinion on this trade. He's a backup catcher there. I don't think that this makes any difference for them in getting JT Realmuto. They've said that they would still be interested, but I think the big difference with getting JT Realmuto for the Los Angeles Dodgers is the fact that the Miami Marlins want Cody Bellinger. Yeah, you're not getting Cody Bellinger for JT Realmuto. That's not happening. Also, the Dodgers don't need Realmuto. They like Austin Barnes. He's been one of their catchers for the last few years. They're finally starting to think that the hitting's going to come around from him. Obviously, we know defensively he's very good. I think they're going to ride it out with Barnes and Martin this year. There's no reason to go after JT Realmuto when they're asking for insane amounts back, trying to make up for those Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna trades. And as we know, once the season starts, the catcher's value goes way down because he has to learn that pitching staff. So maybe mid-season, if they need a catcher, Austin Barnes isn't performing, that could be a destination. But before the season starts, I don't see it happening. And then I guess the only other minor move we have to talk about is Blake Parker being picked up by the Minnesota Twins. This is actually a good little pickup for Minnesota, who has had some difficulties with their bullpen the last few years. And here's what I find funny. You almost have the opposite here, Adam Ottavino effect. Blake Parker's last season, 2018, was not nearly as good as 2017. In 2018, Blake Parker had a 3.26 ERA, which doesn't sound bad at first glance. A whip of 1.236, which isn't elite, but it's not bad. He gave up 8.5 hits per nine, which is a little concerning. 1.6 home runs, that's a little high. Doesn't walk a lot of guys, 2.6 per nine, and was striking out at 9.5, which again, if you don't have strikeout stuff, but you're getting outs, who cares? But remember the Ottavino numbers I was talking about? Well, 2017, you had Blake Parker have a pretty good season. 71 appearances, 67 innings. He had an ERA of 2.54. He had a whip of 0.832. His hits per nine were 5.3. Home runs per nine were 0.9. Walks per nine, 2.1. Strikeouts per nine, 11.5, to give him a strikeout to walk ratio of 5.38. He may not strike out as many batters as Adam Ottavino, but Blake Parker, I honestly think, is almost comparable, which is crazy because obviously the Minnesota Twins didn't just give him $27 million for 3 years. So Minnesota Twins, very sneaky move, very quiet, but I think this is going to be a big move for you Twins fans. He's a legitimate reliever. Nice pickup, honestly. Didn't think his numbers were this good. I would love to know what you guys think about the Ottavino moves, the Martin move, the Blake Parker move I just talked about. Honestly, didn't think I was going to talk this much about it, but he's actually pretty good. So we got some Manny Machado news. There was reports coming from Buster Olney, Bob Nightingale, talking about a 7-year, $175 million contract that the White Sox offered to Manny Machado, which when I saw that, I went, wow. Wow. That is a disrespectful offer. $25 million a year for this guy? Are you crazy? He's one of the best players in baseball. That's so low. Well, Dan Lozano, Manny Machado's agent, came out with a statement saying this. I have known Bob Nightingale and Buster Olney for many years, and have always had a good professional relationship with both. But their recent reporting, like many other rumors in the past several months, have been inaccurate and reckless when it comes to Manny Machado. I don't know if their sources are blatantly violating the collective bargaining agreement by intentionally misleading them to try to affect negotiations through the public and are just flat out lying to them for other reasons, but the truth is that their reports on the details of the White Sox level of interest in Manny Machado are completely wrong. He ends his comment by saying this. Moving forward, I will continue to respect the CBA's prohibition on negotiations through the media and hope that others would do the same. So it looks like that 7 years, $175 million contract was not true We know nothing, honestly. We know nothing at this point. This guy over here, yeah, he might know more. Like, it's just, no one has good information. It's crazy. Two of the best players in baseball on the free agent market, and we know nothing. Welcome to 2019, boys. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts on all these moves in the comment section down below. Be a part of the team. Let us know what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I did a poll on Twitter asking if the Ottavino signing was a good or bad move. As you can see right here, boom. 89% of you said good, 11% said bad. I have to agree with you. Remember to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Best way to support the channel. We're back. We're going to be grinding. I got these graphics. I'm telling you, 2019 is my year. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. On our way to 37K subs. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. As always, links in the description. Thank you guys for watching. You guys know the drill. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. That's going to be it for today. Short and sweet, but we finally got some news. Back in the apartment, we got a little setup over here, and we got a little bit of this over here. It's a little different, but I hope you guys do enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.